Hey, I didn't really prep my face, so there's no makeup on. It's getting late, so I decided to just go live barefaced, despite all the, concerns. Anyway, today I had a conversation with a potential client. So she tells me, actually, her close family member, her son, asked to speak with me about his mom's health. So his mom gets on the line and she starts talking with me. So I tell her, tell me what's a dream health goal you have for yourself, right? Like I start off with tell me a little bit about yourself. She says, can we move on to the next question? So I'm like, okay. Tell me what you'd like to accomplish with your health. Can we move on to the next question? She tells me. I'm like, okay. Then I say, tell me what I can do for you. I'm like, what's wrong with you? Answer my questions. We don't have all night. So she says, I really don't know how to answer your questions. And I'm like, they're really straightforward questions. I mean, it sounds like you called me because you want to lose weight. And in a roundabout way, she says, I know I need to lose weight because I promised my son I'd lose weight. So you're doing this for your son, I tell her? She says to me, yeah, I'm doing it for him. I said, okay. Do you think you can do it? She says to me, I'm lazy. That's why I really think I'm lazy. Hi, Goldie. Goldie's my #1 subscriber. I just want to give you a shout out. She's like the person who asks me if I did a Facebook Live like every week because she's so sweet. She makes me feel like loved. Really, genuinely. I appreciate you. By the way, Goldie's daughter is hugely famous. Like Jamie Geller famous. She's like a huge chef. And I'm like, wow, Jamie Geller's mom likes me. I feel special. So I hope you know that, Goldie. I follow Jamie, so I think she's awesome. Okay, so she says to me, I'm lazy. And then I just was like, I'm not going to let you off the hook with that one. You know what that is? That's an excuse. That's really just code. Like, are you going to let somebody get away with being angry at you and then they just say, I'm just an angry person. That's just who I am. What does that mean? That means that you don't have to work on yourself now because you're angry all the time? Or you're a lazy person, so you don't have to work on that? Does that even make sense? And I called her out on that. I said, I'm sorry, I can't tolerate that. I'm sorry, that's not gonna work for me. If you're gonna tell me you're a lazy person, then why are you calling me? Like, what is it that you want me to do for you? I'm not going to magically make you less lazy. I'm gonna just point a mirror in your face and say, is this who you wanna be? Because look, the new year is coming, right? We are all facing the new year right now, the Jewish New Year. All you non-Jews, the one person who's watching me who's not Jewish, maybe, I don't know if you're actually watching. You can just stop listening. The rest of you, we all are doing this together. Friday night, we're all going to start the new year. And the new year is filled with that energy, that focus, that wish to do more, be better, change. But we can't play the same recording that we've been listening to this year. Those words, find them in your own head. What is that for you? Like for her, it's the lazy. When she starts to believe that because perhaps somebody had been telling her that, maybe her spouse, or maybe she had just reinforced those things by focusing on ways that showed like she's lazy. So, for example, if I think I'm a bad mom, I say I'm a bad mom. I'm just going to start noticing all the things that I do that's not good mom behavior. But if I say I'm trying or I'm working on my motherhood, I'm working on myself, I change the way I speak, I change the way I act and think too. So, it's interesting because people think that they act the way they think. Meaning that I think I'm an angry person, I'm going to act angry. You have to actually act a certain way and that feeling will come. Meaning you have to act like people who work out in the morning, they don't feel like working out. They're not thinking and feeling about that. what they're doing is they're actually getting into the action, and the feelings will come after. Meaning, you'll get in the mood after you're done exercising, or you'll get in the mood when you're in the activity, right? The hardest part of the day for me in the morning, to wake up and actually get out of the bed, because I'm a night owl and I do a lot of stuff at night. But if I focus about action versus feeling, I'm much more likely to just get out of the bed rather than snooze my life away, which is a huge part, because in the morning my body is screaming to just lay put, just stay there. My there's always three things working against each other. You know that? Your body, your ego, and your spirit. Your body is always saying, do what feels good. Your ego is saying, do what looks good. And your spirit, your soul, is always saying, do what is good. Do what is good. So, I love that. Actually read that in a book called Real Power by Joseph Lieberman, I think his name is. But I want to just get back to you. When I told this woman, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to coach you because I don't want to waste your money or my time, all of a sudden, the desire in her opened up. She started noticing that she deserves to be better for herself. That's the thing. No one around can change the person except that person, right? What did Michael Jackson say the other day when I was driving to work? He said, only the man in the mirror. Yes, I listen to the radio in the morning, and sometimes the station is good, sometimes it sucks. But he said, only the man in the mirror you can actually change. In terms of this new year, a lot of us are looking at the person next to us. Sorry, yeah, David Lieberman, thank you, Goldie. A lot of us are looking at the person next to us, like our wife or our child, and we're just thinking, you're not eating right, you're not acting right, you're not being right. And this is the way right looks. You should do more. You should stop screaming at the kids, right? How many of us as wives have said this to our spouse? You should stop screaming at the kids. You really do scream a lot. What are you doing, right? How many of us do this? Hi, Victoria. The real thing is, it has to come from within you. It's not going to happen for you to change your spouse, especially like a lot of us in the new year. A lot of us have been quarantined with our spouses for the many months that we've been quarantined. And it's kind of like noticing all their flaws, right? And you just want to fix all of them. My dear, whoever you are, if you're watching this, you can never change someone else. You can only change yourself. That's why when she called me up and she said, I need you to help me want to do this, I can't do that for you. I can only teach you how to use that spark that you have yourself, that's called your own desire, and teach you how to put it to last long, meaning like take that flame and connect it to a candle, which that candle is truly habits. That's what we work on. Just really teaching, what is the difference, by the way, between you and the very successful athletic person, wherever they are. They're not in New York. Habits. These are the difference. We both have the same 24 hours. It's just a matter of how we do things. This can be changed. But you can't do it for someone else. If you want to change your spouse, start by changing yourself. Start by working on loving yourself. Start by working on focusing on yourself. Read the books that inspire you to get better at something. And by the way, change does not mean that you tolerate abuse now. Change does not mean that you allow yourself to give the other cheek if he slaps one cheek. That's not what this is. Change is really learning to understand how to transform your victim space into liberated creator. Like, be a creator in your world. Do you know how to do that? It's in that book, The 15 Commitments of Conscious Leadership. It's somewhere in my house, and I cannot find it, and I really want to share it with you. But they spoke a lot in there about all of the experiences you are having in your life genuinely meant to bring out that creator in you. If you allow yourself to be working with that, if you allow yourself. Otherwise, if you don't, then realize the power of that. If you don't allow yourself to change, you will always be stuck in the victim space. I mean, multiple times a day, I have to snap myself out of the victim space where I'm just like, how come I'm always the one doing everything? How come no one else is cleaning? I'm the only one cleaning in this house. Like, where's all the other kids? Or where's everybody? Why is there so many dishes? The dishes never end. But yes, somebody once told me, if you have a lot of dishes, that means you have a lot of food. I'm like, doesn't it mean also that some people just don't do the dishes? It's left on you? Yeah. So I'm trying not to complain. I'm trying to be in a creator space when that happens. And the creator space is learning to focus on what I have control over. My mood, what I'm grateful for, how I can use my time better. And that, by the way, is a personal decision. Everything right now, what I'm saying, is like literally a personal decision. Isn't that powerful when you realize, you have a lot in your control? That is, I think, the biggest piece. To know that there can be progress between now and the next year. There can be growth. Because it's not about how much you've actually accomplished. It's about knowing that there was progress. So many of us focus on still so much left to do. Still so much I didn't accomplish. I'm still so behind on so many things in my life. Girl, you are doing things. Just focus on that. Recognize where you're actually building. Like people are building things and then they're too busy focused on something else. The little building castle doesn't even get noticed. Like every day when I get down like that, I'm going to tell you a tip that I do. And this happens multiple times a day when I get down about myself. I think that happens to a lot of people, especially people with a lot of things to juggle. I turn to a space where I think, what did I do right today? What did I do right? I do this also with clients because some of them feel really down about themselves when they eat something they shouldn't have or they don't take care of their body. What did you do right? Tell me something you did good about yourself, for yourself. And I started to imagine, like, oh my God, there was a lot of things I did. I was with my kids for 10 minutes at bedtime, just laying there with them and listening to their day. Good for you, Esther. Like, we have to, pick ourselves up. We don't give ourselves recognition for the things we're doing because we're so focused on doing all the things that we forget to recognize we're doing good things in the process, not just focused on the outcome, output, right? So it's like crazy, especially now at Rosh Hashanah. We're all about, hi mom, how are you? My mom's watching. How's Yosef doing? My son's by my mom. So right now with Rosh Hashanah, we're all about, we got to get stuff done. Everything has to get done. Take a breath, okay? I want you, when you're preparing for Rosh Hashanah dinner, to just, when you're doing things, just do it intentionally. And if you get overwhelmed, and I'm talking to myself right now because this is so my space that I need to improve. Just focus on what you did good. Focus on that you didn't scream in that minute that you felt like screaming. Or you already did one dish. Yes, you still need to do 7 more because everybody needs to eat something different. But you still did stuff that needs to be recognized. And I believe when you do that, your time expands. When you focus on what you did right, the way you move, the intention with action, you stop procrastinating. You stop saying I can't think, it's overwhelming. Because it's not anymore overwhelming because you're like, wow, I did a lot. I'm so proud of myself. Let me do something else. It's not anymore like that heaviness. Make sense? Anyway, I want to wish you, the person watching right now, a happy, healthy, blessed, amazing new year. They should be they should be written in the book of life and filled with a beautiful, healthy new year. And in this year, may we be COVID-free. Can I get an amen for that? May we be blessed with health, really. May God bless us all with health. And I really pray that this year brings us more of what we're capable of, because I sincerely believe life is too short to be busy, focused on tomorrow. You gotta work today, make it happen. And yes, you won't accomplish all the things. Focus on the things you did. Focus on the things you're doing. Focus on the progress you're creating. Be happy. I want you to actually use your smiling muscles. I tried that today and they were stiff because, you get like attacked and you're just like, I have to do this, I have to do that, I didn't get this done. Things will always be that way if you're always thinking about what's next, what's next, what's next. What's next is good when you're stuck in a rut. You're like, hey, what's next? I got to get out of this rut. But what's next is overwhelming when you're constantly not recognizing the progress of this moment, of today, of what you've accomplished. So yes, have a beautiful, blessed year. Remember to dip your apple in honey. And if you're on program, please don't dip too much honey, okay? I still want you to be in a fat burn. I enjoy talking. Thank you so much for sharing with me. Thank you for the hearts, for that. And I am very grateful for each and every one of us and all the support that I got. Today, one of my clients told me that she watches me in one room and her husband watches me in another room at the same time. So if both of you are watching, thank you. I couldn't stop laughing because I was like, there's just so many bizarre things about what you just told me. Like, first of all, that your husband's listening to me. I can't even get my husband to listen to me. I don't know how you got your husband to listen to me. I have no idea how that worked. But I have to say, made my day. I was laughing so hard. I was like, oh my God, my cheeks hurt. So that was a fun moment. And super surprising for the truth. So that was really funny. Okay, wasn't planning to say that, but it's 10:45. Have a good night. Thank you for joining. Bye.